Hey everybody, we've just finished riding on Dunlop's brand new Mission dual sport tyre. This is a 50-50 tyre, so 50 on-road, 50 off-road. Yeah, it's designed to get a lot more mileage than you'd usually get out of a dual sport tyre as well. But I will bring a friend of mine in, Ron Winkleman. Winkleman?
How you doing? Yep.
Is it Winkleman?
It is Winkleman.
It is Ron
yep,
Winkleman.
Yep. And I am the lead engineer for
He
the
is the lead
Trailmax
engineer.
Mission.
I was worried I was really going to screw his name up, but I got it, so we're all right. Yeah, so Ron obviously knows a lot more about this tyre than I do. This is his baby. Tell us a little bit about how the development of this came about and all the stuff that you guys went through.
Yeah, with Trailmax Mission, we wanted to come out with something, a 50-50 tire. Something that somebody who wants to just go out and ride on the road, and be able to get some long mileage, and then see a nice little off-road area that they knew that the tire could handle it. And we think we hit that, and we actually think we surpassed it. Especially with the off-road. It may not look as much like a 50-50 tire, but we think we nailed it there.
Right. So, how long was it in development for? How long? So 2 or 3 years. Or so?
It was 2 years, pretty much 2 years, 1 month from start to finish, and we did something a little different with this development, and in that. We started out, we went to different rallies and different shows, and we went and talked to customers. Yeah. And we wanted to find out from them, what do they want? What are you looking for? What do you like about, adventure bike tires? What don't you like about adventure bike tires? Yeah. And right away, a lot of the issues that people are having is like they want something with longer miles. Yeah. Whether they're, only getting 3 or 4 or 5,000 miles, the patterns, chunk and chipping, or just wearing fast. So we said, that needs to be number one. We need to make sure that we can develop something that's going to hold together and get long miles, lasting miles. Yeah.
You also, I remember you saying to us last night in the presentation that in that time of going around talking to different riders, like the East Coast riders ride different to the West Coast riders, and so there's those compromises there.
Yeah, there's compromises there, and the riding train's totally different. On the East Coast, you get you can run into clay and mud and stuff like that, as opposed to the West Coast, you get a lot of sand and stuff, and heavy rocks, and you can find it anywhere. Yeah. So we kind of had to develop something, and fine tune the various tire sizes that we came out with. To hit all those, both sides. We had to kind of find something that would work for everything, and for the bikes, because there's so many different bikes that these tires go on. Yeah,
exactly. How many different sizes are they available?
I think there's going to be available, within. Let's see. I believe it's like 13 different sizes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's have a bit of a look at what makes a Mission. So, if you can, just sort of highlight a few of the little pieces down here that sort of make this tire stand out for us.
Okay, something that we wanted something looking aggressive looking. So we had this wraparound lug right in here, right? And it serves a few purposes. You'll see the little ridges in here. Those all it doesn't just make it look good, but it actually gives all these little extra biting edges when you get into the soft stuff, right? And how we have the draft angles here, and it may be difficult to see, but and pointing so that as you're driving through, it cuts through, and we did this both on the front and rear, and you get into something gnarly, if that's what you're choosing to do, it can help pull you out of it. Yeah,
okay. So you also have these ridges that are in the tread blocks as well.
So this in here, these ridges, or these step downs is what we call it. They do a couple things. Again, they're more biting edges, and for one, and another, they add stability to the lug. So, and as this lug wears down and gets maybe a little smaller, this first one disappears, but you still have another one, and you still have another biting edge.
Yeah, right, okay. And so also within the tread blocks themselves, we've got these ridges as well. So these are for the tread blocks themselves, just to keep them in place?
So these blocks in here actually help tie the lugs in. It adds rigidity, strength to the lug. So for high speed and for pavement, you want something more solid. You don't want it squirming. You don't want these squirming around. So we added these tie bars in there. Okay. So that's what those are.
Right. So these tie bars, these are different for different tires as well. So different sizes have different tie bars for different bikes. Is that right?
Right. Correct. So this particular tire, we have these tie bars in here on the sides here. So it helps tie this lug into this lug,
Yep.
and this lug into this lug. And as the tires for mostly pavement,
Yep.
you want to add strength and stability. You don't want the lug here, squirming around.
Right.
So you want it, so to add stability. On the 18-inch size, we actually added and modified and added tie bars in the center because for that bigger size diameter tire, it needed something more. It was good, but we said, let's not stop at good. Let's make it better. And, so that, at higher speeds, if somebody's really maxing out the bike, that they have something more stable.
Right. Why don't we have a look at the front?
Yeah.
Let's see what's new and different with the front. All right. So what's some of the design features that we got on the front tires here?
So similar to the rear, we have the wraparound lug,
Yep.
with the the aggressive, ridges in here.
Yep.
So that's kind of same. We have tie bars, they add rigidity and for high speed. However, something else that we have here is we have these step downs, these grooves in here that we added.
Right.
So what we found was
So that's just like from that edge to there.
to that edge in there, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And what that did is, because we were getting a little push, in initial development, when we were doing the, one of our 30 tread options, is they were getting a little push. So, we had them come in, and I actually took a hand cutting gun, and I said, well, let's see if we can get a little more biting edges and do what we can do. And then we added these in here, and we solved that.
Right, so it made a big difference,
Yeah.
and that would have helped as well for sort of wet handling as well too.
It helps for wet, but it's mostly, mostly dirt
Is it?
handling, yeah.
Right. So yeah, as you were saying before, this is one of those tires that you're hoping to see big miles out of as well. Like you guys got 8,000 miles out of a rear, was it?
Yeah, so we did our own internal testing on a Suzuki V-Strom 1000, and now again that's us monitoring our air pressures, which everybody should be doing, and checking it, and we got 8,000 miles on the rear. Could have gone a little further, but we stopped at that, and 8,000 plus because the front wasn't even half worn. It was about half worn.
Wow, it's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Well, I'll tell you what I think of the tires now. Let's go up to the bike. Thanks for your time, mate.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Great.
Yeah, it's a great.
Yeah, cheers. All right. Well, it's pretty. I gotta say, it's a little difficult to give you an overall view of the tires, but we knocked out probably about 100 miles of riding today. About 40 or so miles were on dirt, and the rest is on the road. All I can really give you is an initial feeling. Initially, they're a great tire. They don't have massive high levels of road grip, and they don't have massive levels of off-road grip. They just do everything quite well, and that's pretty much what you want, considering especially that these are one of their primary objections, as you just heard, is longevity. I guess the opposites, you can't have the opposites in this game. If you want something with super high grip, you're going to have less longevity. So that's always going to be a bit of a compromise. But the initial feeling is quite good. We were pushing them pretty hard on the street. We were particularly a lot of really deep, heavy braking, and it starts to move a little bit, but the feedback's there. It's not going to sort of fall away from you too quickly. Feels quite good and quite predictable, and actually on the dirt as well, the rear grip especially is quite good. We hit up some pretty dusty, loamy kind of stuff, and you switch all the electronics off this thing so you can really feel what the tire's doing, and it felt quite good in the end. Like plenty of feedback, and you knew exactly what the tire was doing. But yeah, very much an initial test. Like we'd have to do a much longer test to at least get even close to verifying the claims that they have as far as longevity goes. But look, as far as an initial feeling goes, these things are not bad things from Dunlop, and long awaited too.